All right, we're getting ready to open up for Q&A. So we ask the sisters to cover your heads and brothers to uncover your heads as we face Jerusalem and open up with a prayer. Go ahead.
Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done in earth
thy will be done in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts
and forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the
and
kingdom,
the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. So we open it up for Q&A. We do a two in house, and if we get anything online, or I don't know if we on Facebook, but we'll go on social media platform and get the questions as well. So do we got any questions in house? Anything pertaining to the lesson today, or anything that you've been dealing with throughout the week? All right, let's look at that. Cause I wanted to get some more understanding of it as well. Let's look at that. What we were just talking about though. The baldness of the head. All right. Uh, Leviticus. What that was Leviticus 19 and 27. Oh yeah, yep. All right, so we're gonna look at that. Until we get a question, we're gonna look at the Leviticus 19 and verse 27 about the baldness, about making your head bald. So the question would be, can you if you got hair on your head, as a man, your hair grow. Can you bald your head, or can you have like a bold fade or something like that? A bald fade, right, 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 right. So we just gonna read the commandment. It's Leviticus 19, and we're gonna pick it up at verse 27. When you get it, go ahead and read.
You shall not round the corners of your heads,
hmm
neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
So it says, "Ye shall not round the corners of your head." So what is that pertaining? That's pertaining to being bald, right? It said, "You shall not round the corners of your heads." Then there's a comma, and it says, "Neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard." Right. So when you go over to Leviticus 21, and I think it's verse.
Other translations say forehead. I don't have hair on my forehead. I got hair on your forehead.
Eyebrows. Well, you can't cut your eyebrows off neither. Yeah. Go to Leviticus 21 and read verse 5.
They shall not make baldness upon their head,
Right.
neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
Right. So that's taking it all the way to even the putting tattoos.
Hmm.
Right. So it says they shall not make baldness upon their head. So nah, you can't cut you. Yeah, you could. Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, if you going bald, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? But like if you can grow hair, just like if you can grow a beard, like some brothers can't grow a beard, right? So in that case, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, the Lord, in that case, the Lord do know your circumstance, right? So, but you can't. Oh yeah, we gonna serve God rather than man. We gonna serve. Yeah, that's gonna go into faith. Whether your job say, like my job say that we can't have beards for certain height. I don't 2 inches or whatever. Everybody walking around there bushy. Like 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 every now I say I've been there about 14 years, so maybe out of those 14 years, one of those years they got strict with it and everybody was cutting their stuff down low or whatever. But in a year everybody went back to normal. So like long as master don't say nothing, we right. But it's nothing wrong with like shaving it down or trimming it up. It's cutting it off.
Yeah,
So yeah, so like if my job came out with an ordinance saying like yeah you got to cut it off, like I'm just gonna keep mine till it is till they fire me. Right.
straight up.
That's just what it is. Right. I rather serve God than man.
Hmm.
I mean that's part of the affliction that we got to go through serving God.
That's shameful for us.
Right.
That's shameful for us.
That, that's
Hmm.
it's no different. It's no different than like the Sabbath. Like if they tell me that I had to go to work on Sabbath, like I'm not going. So I'm just gonna keep going to work till they fire me.
Yeah, right.
I'm,
Right.
and Monday through Friday, I'm gonna be stacking up. I'm gonna be working double shifts till they fire me. Cause I ain't gonna be here.
Straight up.
I know I got a few weeks for y'all fire me, so I'm gonna stack up. That's it. Be seeking another job in the meantime. So there you go.
Are you online, Demarcus? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's what. Yeah. No, it's a lot of people who had that question. So since we ain't had no answer, like I just wanted to read it.
So, I had a lady tell me one time, she was like, "Oh, it's a shame for men to have long hair."
By nature.
I mean, I'm just or a sin.
Nah,
She's trying to tell me it was a sin.
nah.
So, yeah, can we expound on
Oh
that,
yeah,
please?
let's go look at where they
Yes,
twist
sir.
that at.
Yes, sir.
Uh, first Corinthians. Uh, First Corinthians 11. Yeah, First Corinthians 11. First Corinthians 11. Uh-huh. Let me find something else too. First Corinthians 11. So the question is, the brother said that a lady told him that it was a shame for brothers to have long hair. All right. Hold on one second. Something ain't going right here. There you go. Hmm. There we go. So so once again, the question was, the brother said that a lady told him that it was a shame for brothers to have long hair, and and a lot of times where they get that from is out of Leviticus 11, and we're gonna read it because really what they missing what the scripture is actually saying. So we're gonna pick it up at verse 1, Leviticus 11 and verse 1. When you get it, go ahead and read, bro.
Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
Right. So that's the first thing that Paul is saying right there. He said, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ." You know, Christ kept the commandments. He was without sin, right? So the only way you can follow Christ, hey, you got to keep the law, right? Go ahead, bro.
Now I praise you, brethren,
Mhm.
that you remember me in all things
Mhm.
and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you.
Oh, you got to keep some ordinances that was delivered. Go ahead, bro.
But I would have you now that the head of every man is Christ,
Uh huh.
and the head of the woman is the man,
Uh-huh.
and the head of Christ is God.
Right. So what we're really looking at is the order of a household, right? So you got a man and a woman, right? But the head of that man is gonna be Christ, right? And the head of the woman is gonna be the man. Go ahead.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
That's why when you see us brothers up here preaching, right? Because that's what you're doing. You proclaiming or prophesying the words of the Lord. Hey, we have our heads uncovered. I remember even like when I was growing up in Sunday church, like when we would go in church, like, and I never knew why, but hey, the men would take their hats off when they went in church, right? But the women, like my grandma was famous for the hats that she wore in church. You know, the heads would be covered, and like nobody would say nothing about it. But like we were doing it without understanding exactly why we were doing it, but it's in the Bible. Go ahead.
But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head.
Mm-hmm.
For it is even all one as if she were shaven.
That's right. Go ahead.
But if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn.
Right.
But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered.
Right. So all it's saying is, you know, it's more popular in today's society, but back in the day, like, you know, it really was a shame for a woman to not have long hair, right? But go ahead. Verse 8.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
I'm trying to.
Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power over her head because of the angels.
Jump down to verse 13.
Judging yourselves, it is comely that a woman pray unto God uncovered.
Go ahead.
Doeth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him?
So nature, right? So I know, like, even today, like I just having a recent conversation with somebody who I know about men having long hair, an older person, right? So even back in the day, like, you know, for a man to have long hair, like they kind of look at that as shame, right? But that's something that nature teaches, right? Not God. God doesn't teach that it's something wrong with having a long hair. That's just nature itself, right? It says, but if a woman having long hair, it is her glory. Where we were at? Oh, 14. Do not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? Right, but that's nothing that the church teaches. Go to now read 15.
But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her.
Right, so even the long hair for a woman, it's a glory to her. You know, even like, you know, you see a lot of times that I remember, like, well, I don't know if it probably started before I was young, but I can remember, like, there used to be a commercial come on TV, like when the women used to start getting the long weaves and stuff like that. It was called Mr. Ray's in Baltimore. It used to come on in Virginia, right? Advertising the women getting weave and making their hair long like that. But that's supposed to be a glory to the woman, her hair. Women take a lot of pride in their hair. Go ahead.
16.
Uh-huh.
But if it back at 15.
Uh-huh.
But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her.
Uh-huh.
For her hair is given her for a covering.
Go ahead.
But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom.
Right. So like I said, if any man seem contentious, mean if you got a problem with the man having the long hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says oh man, 16. But e, but if any but if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither do the churches of God. So in other words, nature is what teaches you that it's a shame for men to have long hair, not the customs of God or not the churches of God. Go to go to number 6 because this is one of the places that we can show that even as a Nazarite, you weren't supposed to cut your hair, being a man or a woman. Number 6, number 6, and just pick it up at verse 1, bro. Number 6 and verse 1.
The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them,
Mm-hmm.
when either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow
Mm-hmm.
of a Nazarite,
Mm-hmm.
to separate themselves unto the Lord.
Right, so this is a specific vow that a man or a woman could do to like separate themselves to the Lord, right? They gon' just focus on serving the Lord, right? Go ahead.
He
Verse.
shall separate himself from wine and strong drink,
So you're not gonna drink wine or strong drink. What else you not gonna do, bro?
and shall drink no vinegar of wine
Mm-hmm.
or vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dry. All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk.
Go ahead.
All the days of the vow of his separation there shall no razor come upon his head.
Hold on. What?
No razor shall come upon his head.
Right. So you're not gonna cut your hair all the days of this vow. Go ahead.
Until the days be fulfilled,
All right. Until those days be fulfilled. Go ahead.
in the which he separateth himself unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
He shall be holy,
Mm-hmm.
and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow.
Oh, let the locks. So one thing we see locks, right? So you're not gonna cut your hair, being an Israelite, right? It's gonna lock up, right?
Yep.
It says, and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow, right? So so you're gonna let the locks of your hair grow, right? So like a lot of the brothers now, like I tried to grow some a couple years ago, but I'm going bald in the middle, so I just went on ahead and shaved it low, keep it low. But it's not a right. This question for him. Yeah, right. Let's go to let's go to let me find hold on, let me
Okay.
I think it's in Songs of Solomon. I think I want Songs of Solomon. Yeah. Songs of Solomon. But the one thing about it, you know, locks, that's one of the ways how we even we use in identifying who Israel is, because that's one of the main hairstyles that you see all throughout the Bible.
Correct.
Locks. Go to Songs of and today, that's who you still see. We doing it. We don't even know, but we grow locks now.
Yeah. I don't see Hamites with locks.
I mean, they try to do it.
Yeah.
They try to do it, but it ain't coming. It's not coming. It's not coming. And when you see it, like you like, oh, okay, you know something.
I can't.
Oh, Hamite. Oh yeah, nah, I ain't never seen no Hamite.
Right.
I seen some Gentiles try to do it. Right. What I say? Songs of Solomon. Oh, I want 5. 5, cause I want to see this. I want y'all to see this description. Oh yeah, that's in 1. Oh yeah, verse 11. Who this talking about? Yeah, yeah, Songs of Solomon 5 and verse 11. What it say, bro?
His head is as the most fine gold.
Oh, his head is the most fine gold. And what about his hair, bro?
His locks are bushy.
Oh, his locks are what?
Bushy
Bushy. and what?
and black as a raven.
And black as a raven, bro. So we see that locks hairstyle that's in the Bible, even when it pertaining to the Lord.
Yep, it's biblical.
It's biblical. 5 and 11. Uh-huh. Yeah, we done. Uh huh.
Hey, so in Songs of Solomon chapter, where is it at? I think it's two.
Mhm.
Songs of Solomon 2, and where it say like, hold on, it ain't 2. It's
It's on the same subject or something else.
no, it's on
Oh,
something else.
oh, okay,
It's on something else
okay.
where it say like, the rows of, say like the something about the cheeks, like the diamonds or some of the golds be on the cheeks or something like that.
1 and 10.
Is that 1 and 10?
Yeah. That.
Okay. Hey, what? I be hearing brothers come here to use this to say, "Why you got golds in your mouth?" I be like, "Oh, that ain't what it's saying." But what can you?
Yeah. So we'll read the verse, and then we'll read up and then read into it. Cause I've never heard that before, but I'm pretty sure, cause I done heard some stuff that yeah I knew that's where you was coming from. They took yeah. Yeah, they one of they boys, cause I deal with them at my job all the time. One of them boys showed me a verse that they use to justify not having birthdays. It ain't got nothing to do with birthdays. I said, brother, you know this ain't got nothing to do with birthdays. but yeah, I knew that's okay. Let's read the verse. Songs of Solomon 1 and verse 10.
Thy cheeks are comely.
Right. So comely mean beautiful. Right. So it says thy cheeks are comely with what?
Rows of jewels.
With rows of Jews. Go ahead.
Thy neck with chains of gold.
Thy neck with chains of gold. So me just looking at this, knowing what I know, that the Lord don't have problem with us wearing jewelry, right? Right. To me, just looking at it as it's really saying the opposite. Like the Lord don't have a problem with us wearing jewelry, and more so, like it ain't talking nothing about your teeth, but it says thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, right? Thy neck with chains of gold. Thy neck with chains of gold. Like that's one of the main things we known for, especially if we get some money. Like we can be broke, but we gonna have some chains on. You know, right? It might not even be real, but it gonna look good, right? But we gonna have a lot of it. I remember I used to try to do that when I was younger. I go to the flea market and I it really wasn't my style, but just so I could be like everybody else. No, say that again, sis. Right, Mr. T. Exactly. That's a great example. That's right, and that's what we had. We try to get the gold chains and stuff like that. But yeah, we used to go to the flea market and get the gold chains. But let's let's read into it a little bit. Let's see if we can get some more understanding on it. So I see comely again. So let's just start at verse 5.
Right? I am black, but comely.
Y'all see that? Say, I'm black but comely. That's where we get I'm black but beautiful from.
Yep.
Right? Because that's what comely means, beautiful.
Mhm.
That's in the Bible. I am black but comely. Go ahead.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem,
Uh-huh.
as the tents of Kedar,
Mm-hmm.
as the curtains of Solomon, look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me.
Mm.
My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards,
Mm.
but my own vineyard have I not kept.
Right. So we know this is really talking about Jesus. Go ahead.
Mhm. Tell me, O thou whom my soul loveth,
Mm-hmm.
where thou feedest, where thou makest thy flock to rest at noon.
Mm-hmm.
For why should I be as one that turneth aside by the flocks of thy companions?
Mm-hmm.
If thou know not, O thou fairest among women,
Mm-hmm.
go thy way forth by the footsteps of the flock, and feed thy kids besides the shepherd's tents.
Mm-hmm.
I have compared thee, O my love, to a company of horses in Pharaoh's chariots.
Mm-hmm.
Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels,
Mm-hmm.
thy neck with chains of gold. We will make thee borders of gold with studs of silver.
Mm-hmm.
While the king sitteth at his table, my spikenard sendeth forth the smell thereof,
Mm-hmm.
a bundle of myrrh, and my well beloved unto me.
Go back to let's go back to verse. Let's read into that slowly. Let's go back to verse cuz I saw something. Verse where it say something about Pharaoh.
Verse 9.
Verse 9. Okay, start at verse 8.
If thou know not,
Mhm.
O thou fairest among women,
Mhm.
go thy way forth by the footsteps of the flock,
Mhm.
and feed thy kids beside the shepherd's tents. I have compared thee, O my love,
Mhm.
to a company of horses in Pharaoh's chariots.
Right. So this is something that's prestige. Supposed to have some kind of prestige. It says I have compared thee, O my love, to the company of horses in Pharaoh's chariot. So Pharaoh would have had the best chariots or the best horses, right? Something that, most men would admire. Verse 10.
Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels.
Right. So thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels. So what I'm looking at, because the next verse is going to say, thy necks with gold chains. I'm looking at, you got so much gold on, it's going up to your cheeks. Or a veil. Right. Or right. Right. He's definitely describing a woman. Mm-hmm. We sure do. Right. Right. We sure do. And we so far removed from that, that ain't even the first thing that come in our head. Right?
It's like, it's like the Lord being kind of, he explaining Israel as this beautiful woman, but
That's right.
it's like being discreet with her beauty.
Right. So
When it comes to like her cheeks are,
mhm.
got like rows of jewels. It's talking about that veil over her face
Yeah,
with jewels.
right.
And then, it's talking about the chains, but
mm,
we ain't talking about the Lord describing a woman with golds in her mouth.
nah.
I mean, hey, cats like that in Florida.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
mean-
women with golds in their mouth.
That's
It's kind
common.
of cute.
That's common in Florida. So
Yeah, it is, but everybody don't really like women with golds in their mouth.
I mean, we don't come from that though.
Right, exactly.
It could have been. It could have been. Customary back then.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It ain't that bad of a look. On the women, on some women. But all I'm saying, I just wanted you to touch on it just a little
Yeah.
bit because I know a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Serious, I even see, they'll post this. I think, yeah. Julius had, he was on Facebook with it, with his grill, and then somebody had posted that script, and I was like, bro, that is not talking about gold teeth in somebody's mouth.
It don't say nothing about no gold teeth.
But then I hear a lot of the Purple Gang and ISPUK, they use this verse a lot to be like, this why we weigh gold in our mouth. I be like, boy, for real?
This why we do.
This why men.
Oh.
But they use this verse
Yeah.
to say that, it's referring to men, and not only that, it's talking about gold in your mouth, but that ain't what it's talking about.
Nah, I don't see it.
I think isn't it ultimately just trying to isn't Solomon just trying to explain how we supposed to be blessed? How we supposed to be abundantly blessed? The same way that it was talking about in Deuteronomy how we will be set above all nations. How we'll be set above all nations, and the blessings is supposed to overrun, but we ain't on that right now. What we got now is mildew from being disobedient. Is that in the same lane, bro? That's what I've been kind of picturing the whole time. It's just describing how we supposed to be set on high, but we not. The same way that Pharaoh's chariots is creme de la creme, we supposed to be creme de la creme, but that ain't what we've been doing. We got mildew, like it was saying in Deuteronomy 28. Jeez.
Look at that verse 7. Wait, let's look at that again. That verse 7. That's where the switch is, right there.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, yeah, read that. Just
Tell
take.
me,
Uh huh.
O thou whom my soul loveth,
Right.
where thou feedest, where thou makest thy flock to rest at noon.
Right.
For why should I be as one that turneth aside by the flocks of thy companions? Go on.
Right. Now, yeah, verse 8. Because like you say, this definitely talking about a woman. Go ahead, verse 8.
If thou know not, O thou fairest among women,
Okay.
go thy way forth by the footsteps of the flock, and feed thy kids besides the shepherd's tent.
Right. So it's definitely talking about a woman, but I'm not sure if it's allegory. Uh,
I thought it was
yeah.
because of verse 9. Is that, oh my love?
Mhm.
Isn't he talking about Israel?
Right.
Isn't that his love?
Mm.
That's definitely not just women.
Right. So yeah, because he looks upon the bride and the groom.
Right.
Right.
He's the groom.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it definitely could be talking about a man or a woman in that case, then, right? When you get, when you get to verse 10, if it's talking about, if this is Israel as a whole being the woman, if it's talking about Israel as a whole, I mean,
believe so.
so it says, I have compared thee, O my love, to the company of horses in Pharaoh's chariots, right? But even when we get to verse 10, it's not telling you not to wear gold in no case of the matter. It says, thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels. With mean you have it. Thy neck with chains of gold. So this is somebody jeweled up, like Mr. T. Right. Yup. Because when you go to verse 11, yeah, go ahead.
In verse 10,
Mhm.
when it say thy cheeks,
Mhm.
could it be speaking of your mouth? When say when they talk about the cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, is it talking about your mouth as well? Because the word is fine gold to us. That's what made me think of that.
I mean, regardless of what it means, the point is, it's not telling you not to do it.
Yeah. Or giving you permission to do it. I think that's what Buddy was trying to say, right? Like, oh, this verse right here is the reason why, right? Why we wear gold, not the reason we don't,
Oh,
right? Hmm. That's what made me just say that. More, the more I'm looking at it, I'm leaning more on the spirit when it's talking about all these. It calls us His love. We know that's the whole nation. It could be physical as well.
right,
Right. Yeah.
right.
Right.
Going into explaining or talking about Israel, because then you go over, you go look at it again in Ezekiel 16,
Is that what?
just,
Yeah.
talking about the beauty,
Mm-hmm.
or how, what are you doing? Just, yeah, just, so it's spiritual, but it's also physical also.
Yeah, that's what I was about to go to. That Ezekiel 16 and 13.
Hmm.
That's where I was about to go to. That's really what it put me in mind too, because he's addressing, like you say, when you read it in context, it start off with Jesus, then it goes into the woman, which is the church.
Mm-hmm.
And in Ezekiel 16 tell you how he dressed the woman. Like that's kind of like where we go to show that there's nothing wrong with. It's not a sin to wear jewelry, cause there's a doctrine out there that is a sin to wear jewelry. Yeah, yeah. I thought you said that they use that to say you can't wear gold. I mean,
I just hope the guy you was talking to, the Hebrew, I just hope he understands that that's only predicated on your obedience to the Lord. If he gonna bless you in the way that he was talking about in Songs of Solomon and Ezekiel 16, well, that's all predicated on you obeying his laws and statutes, being decked out the way that we are. That was a condition. You weren't just gonna be that way. That was predicated on you obeying him. So I hope that's what I hope Buddy understand that. You know. Yeah. Oh, okay. You just leaving comments. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then you can put that with Ezekiel 16. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm. 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 Yep.
so ain't nothing online.
Nope.
do it. You know, we'll just sit up there and have a dialogue. And then
Somebody.
somebody want to chime in or they want to get clarity on the dialogue we have.
Right.
You know. I know the sister who left. Oh, she was gonna have. She had the sister that was sitting right here.
Mm-hmm.
She usually asks
Oh.
the questions.
Oh. But you don't know what she was gonna particularly ask for today.
She's probably gonna ask a question on your lesson.
Oh.
I take a look.
Okay.
Mm.
Cool.
One of y'all lessons, she's gonna probably ask a question.
Cool.
I got some questions, but I don't wanna ask them quick. I don't wanna trip nobody up. These
Give
are
us
questions
one.
these are questions that come off the group chat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Give us one. Give us one.
Okay.
We can at least give it a stab.
So yeah, but we're not watching music. And y'all don't. Yeah, you already know y'all don't mess with my phone. In Joshua 20 and verse 6, because we got to read along on the group chat where we just be reading books in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So in the book of Joshua. So a brother asked, um, Joshua 20 and verse 6, he was, so these cities of refuge are like safe houses for an accidental killing.
Yeah.
So why does he have to wait till the death of the high priest in order to return back?
I can start at verse 1. Read it.
Hold on.
I'll just read into it. Verse 1. You know a little something. That
You
brings me to
said
me.
Joshua 20 and what?
Verse 6.
All right. So the question is, why does somebody who kills somebody unawares in this Joshua 20 and 6, why does he have to wait until the high priest? Let me see.
Yeah, why does he have to wait in order to return? Why does he have to wait till the high priest before he can return?
Oh, there it go. Gotta underline it. I'm looking for where it say high priest. I see it though. Cause we understand that was a law given in Israel that if you kill somebody unaware, then if it, in other words, if it was by accident, then you would have a place to flee to until the basically the person or the revenger of blood uh until they passed away. You would have to be gone until they passed away, so you could go back into the land. Because although it might have been although it might have been by accident, like it's still, you know, you want to get revenge for your loved ones, especially if you ain't dealing with the Lord like that. But this, because even when you look at even even when you look at Moses, when Moses had killed the Egyptians that was striving with his brothers, right? He even fled to what was it, Midian? I think it was Midian. But let's read that verse 6. Let's let the Bible talk. I don't want to twist nothing up.
Joshua 26.
Mhm.
And he shall dwell in that city
Mhm.
until he
Hold on.
stand.
Read up.
Okay.
Yeah, just start at verse 1. You said it right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Lord also spake to Joshua, saying,
Mhm.
Speak to the children of Israel, saying,
Mhm.
Appoint out for you cities of refuge,
Mhm.
whereof I spake unto you by the hand of Moses,
Mhm.
that the slayer that killeth any person unawares and unwillingly
Mhm.
may flee thither,
Mhm.
and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood.
Right.
That's the answer right there.
Right.
And when he that doeth flee unto one of those cities shall stand at the entering of the gate of the city, and shall declare his cause in the ears of the elders of that city,
Mhm.
they shall take him into the city unto them,
Mhm.
and give him a place, that he may dwell among them.
Mhm.
And if the avenger of blood pursueth after him,
Mhm.
then they shall not deliver the slayer up unto his hand,
Mhm.
because he smote his neighbor unwillingly and
Mhm.
hated him not before time.
Right, and that's all what the law, what Moses said in the law. This is all lining up with what Moses said. Go ahead.
And he shall dwell in that city
Mhm.
until he stand before the congregation for judgment,
Mhm.
and until the death of the high priest that shall be in those days. Then shall the slayer return and come unto his own city, and unto his own house, unto the city from thence he fled.
Okay, so that says something right there. It says, "And he shall dwell in that city until he stand before the congregation for judgment." City. He should dwell. So that sounded like there was a period of time where the where he had to stay in that city until it's time for him to be judged. So he should dwell in that city until he stand before the congregation for judgment. So hold on, let me see something real quick. I'm trying to find that actual law.
You said the law.
Yeah, that actual law where it's.
Numbers 35, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's look at that real quick. Let's go back to the actual law. Numbers 35. Because the question is still dealing with why did he have to stay there until the high priest died. But we saw something right before that he had to be judged. So the high priest would be the head judge of the congregation. Um, Numbers, uh, cities of refuge. Okay, that's a very very good question though.
Yeah.
See, can we walk it down? All right, let's start reading at verse 9.
Yep.
Numbers 35 and 9, and we just gonna read into it See if we can. Numbers
Numbers
35
and 9.
and 9. We gonna just read into it. Go ahead, bro.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Right. So every time we see the Lord spake unto Moses, we always like to point that out because every time you tell somebody something about the Old Testament, they want to say that Mosaic law. We don't have to keep that no more, but it was actually the Lord Himself speaking to Moses.
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them,
Mm-hmm.
when ye be come over Jordan into
Uh-huh.
the land of Canaan,
Uh-huh.
then ye shall appoint you cities to be cities of refuge for you,
Uh-huh.
that the slayer may flee thither,
Mm-hmm.
which killeth any person at unawares.
Right. So when you come into the land, you're gonna point out some cities for somebody who killed somebody by accident as basically a safe haven for them.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And they shall be unto you cities for refuge from the avenger.
Right, because no matter whether you did it on purpose or not, you know, we can read eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody gonna always want avenge. That would be the avenger. Somebody avenge for the death of their loved ones. You know, whether you did it unaware or not. And many times that's gonna be the case. Go ahead.
That the manslayer die not
Hmm.
until he stand before the congregation in judgment.
Oh, so even though you did it unaware, you still got to stand before the congregation just to make sure, you got to plead your case, right? Just to make sure. I mean, anybody gonna say, oh, I did it unawares, but hey, they gotta see. Wait, did you know this guy in the past? Did y'all have problems in the past? Go ahead.
And of these cities which ye shall give 6 cities,
Hmm.
shall ye have for refuge.
Right.
Ye shall give 3 cities on this side of Jordan,
Uh huh.
and 3 cities shall ye give in the land of Canaan,
Uh huh.
which shall be cities of refuge.
Yeah.
Go,
We
verse
are,
15
we
now.
on 15 now. He just read 14. Go ahead.
These 6 cities shall be a refuge both for the children of Israel and for the stranger and for the sojourner among them, that
Mm.
every one that killeth any person unawares may flee thither.
Uh huh.
And if he smite him with an instrument of iron,
Uh huh.
so that he die, he is a murderer.
Uh huh.
The murderer shall surely be put to death.
Right. Go ahead.
And if he smite him with with throwing a stone, wherewith he may die, and he die, well, I'm gonna start over 17.
Yeah.
If he smite him with throwing a stone, wherewith that he may die, and he die, he is a murderer, that the murderer shall surely be put to death. Or if he smite him with an hand weapon of wood, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. When he meeteth him, he shall slay him. But if he thrust him of hatred, or hurl at him a land of weight, that he die, or in enmity smite him with his hand, that he die, that he smote him shall surely be put to death. For he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when
Right.
he
So
meeteth him.
right. So like I said, he would have to plead his case to make sure that there was actually no foul play in the matter. So that's why he would have to stand before the congregation. Right. Venture blood.
Let me keep going. I think I got some
I
again.
think it's in
Let's
31,
get
ain't
down to 25.
it? Yeah.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 24. Then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood according
To these
to
judgments.
these judgments.
Mm-hmm.
And the congregation shall deliver the slayer out of the hand of the revenger of blood.
Mm-hmm.
The congregation shall restore him to the city of his refuge,
Mm-hmm.
whether he was fled,
Mm-hmm.
and he shall abide in it unto the death of the high priest,
Oh, okay.
which was anointed with the holy oil. But if the slayer shall at any time come without the border of the city of his refuge, whether he was fled, the revenger of blood find him without the borders of the city of his refuge, and the revenger of blood killed the slayer, he shall not be guilty of blood. What was the question? One more time,
Yeah,
DeMarcus?
why did the high priest why did he have to wait to the death of the high priest before you could go back into the to your city? To go back into the city. Look at verse 32.
Right.
Read that. What it say?
Right. And ye shall take no satisfaction,
Right.
excuse me, for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest. What, saying he just can't come back? What is it saying? Can't
Right,
read
verse
it.
31. Go to
I'm reading.
31.
Okay.
Read 31.
Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death.
Hmm.
And ye shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest.
33.
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. The land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Right, folks?
Right. So yeah, just read 34. We right there.
Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell. For I am the Lord, for I the Lord dwell among the children of Israel.
Right. You still looking at that, brother DeMarcus? You still looking at that? That. So even though, and this is just me speaking as a man. So like even though it was unaware, you still like what we just read. You still defiled the land. Uh, it says and in verse 32, and ye shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. 33, yeah. So in because the
But I would So yeah, so when the question was asked, right, I thought of what I thought of. There you go, Zoe. You get some. I thought of the death of the testator, right?
right.
That's what came to my mind.
Mm.
You know, like, I mean, it's just again, I'm gonna go and deal with it. I'm gonna go look more into it, but because it said high priest.
Right.
It didn't just say like no ordinary
Priest.
priest, or he
Right.
said the high priest.
Right.
So the high priest is the one that
Mm.
take our sins before the Lord on the
Mm.
Day of Atonement, right?
Right.
He's the one that go behind the veil, sprinkle the blood for his sins and for the sins of the people. So I just looked at that as like, well, man,
I see that.
he did.
I see
I
that.
took it to a Christ level,
I
you
see.
know.
I see that.
Yeah, I took. Yeah, that's where I had went with when he said. I took it to a whole Christ level as like, well, Christ being the high priest, he died. It's kind of like your sin has been omitted.
Right.
You know what I mean? To the
Right.
point where like the high priest is kind of like now he dead. A new high priest got to come up in his place.
Mm.
So it's kind of like for a moment that that crime that he committed was under that priest.
Right.
So it's like now when he died, it's kind of like that just wiped that crime away, especially if it's on the sense of it was accidental.
Right.
We know that if it was willful,
Right. You
then
gotta
he
die.
he
gotta
dead.
die. Right.
You're dead, man. You know what I mean? But since it's accidental,
Right.
I see it all as like a form of mercy. They
Right.
ain't kill you right off rip.
I see
You
that.
know what? Hey, if you come back here before the high priest die,
Mhm.
you're gonna be
I
killed.
see that.
But the only way you can come back in here, he dead, and when he dead, that's kind of like loose all of that. That's what I had saw.
I saw that.
And
I
I'm
see that.
Right, and I'm gonna go look because I was thinking like as you was reading it,
Mhm.
I was just thinking about what happens with the high priest when he becomes the high priest.
Mhm.
He's consecrated
Right.
from all of the other people.
Right.
He's anointed with holy oil. You know what I mean? He the only one that can go behind the veil. Like nobody else can go back there.
Is
You
that
know what I mean? He's the only one that can go behind the veil.
Leviticus 19?
And like shoot, the day of atonement, man, he taking our sins behind the veil, not just for himself, but for the people too. So that's just something that just like when the brother asked the question on the chat, I was like, dang, it just hit me. I was like, death of the testator. That's what just hit my mind. But like I said, that's just something that bless Sabbath Cam. That's just something that I wasn't asking that to try to trip y'all up.
Oh, nah.
Cause I'm still building on it myself, and I just want to see y'all perspective from how y'all see it, and then that could be more adding on to
Yeah.
to what I'm thinking.
Right.
Is there some sort of law, just like with the debt being every 7 years? Is there some sort of law that's connected to the high priest like that?
What you mean?
Yeah, you talking about as far as in what? Die?
Yeah, when he died. Is it something similar to that?
Yeah, it is. I want to say because that's I'm not gonna say
Not directly tied
That-
to that law, but is it something similar to it?
something similar.
Yeah.
Something similar. Yeah.
Because you forgive debt.
Yeah.
Because of those laws. So
Even here, like even if you, because I think in that I want to say numbers 15, where the dude was picking sticks. He was talking about presumptuously, he sinned, meaning you did it anyways. It ain't no sacrificing for that. You know what I mean? But if somebody sinned in ignorance, it's a sacrifice for that. So to say, after 7 years, I don't know, probably not.
clearly not 7. I wouldn't say
Just the fact that he forgiven it,
law. Yeah.
that he forgiven the debt.
Yeah.
That very well, yeah,
We're waiting 40 years for
Yeah.
that high priest to die.
yeah. Because I mean, just think about they even was doing that with kings. Cause like Jeroboam, he dipped. Solomon ran him off. He dipped into Egypt. You know what I mean? And then he returned. He returned after the death of Solomon. And then Rehoboam was Solomon's son that came up in his stead. So it wasn't like Rehoboam was like, oh, my dad ran you off, so what you doing back here?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, nah, he came back as if like that was with the 10 tribes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I don't know. It was just something that I've been thinking about that. Like when he asked that question, I've been thinking about that. Like,
Now, praise the Lord for the increase. I
dang,
never
there
read
all
that law.
day.
This is my first time reading that law.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've been like I said, man. We doing a read along on the group chat. We already read numbers.
Right.
You know what I mean? We read, huh?
You probably read it, but like you gotta when you reading it, you gotta like read specifically like the law that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
'cause
a lot.
we done read over it before.
Yeah.
But if you ain't
Yeah.
looking for it, you'll just read over it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was just some thing about that was all. Can't
Well,
get on my.
anyway, yeah, we about to go.
Well,
That's it, bro. Yes, sir.
all right.
Okay. Cool.
All right, anybody online? Anybody online? Anybody online? Because we going to leave. We going to leave. We are going to leave. If nobody don't have any questions. Anybody online? Anybody on the gun line? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Who do? Oh, I thought you were talking about my girl. I was like, where they get makeup from? Come here, boy. Have a seat right here. Nah, have a seat right here. Right there. You get up again, I'm gonna come to you with this. Understood? Don't get up anymore. Nope. Oh, they ain't want this water. Shoot, but it's that good water. You want that? Take our water back to the house then. You gotta Micah, move your feet. Move, move, move. Any questions? We just gonna post up for about 12 minutes. You heard me? You wanna do it? You wanna do it? Q&A. Just to get you on, get your blood. Let me see that. Bring it up here. Just bring it over here. Hey, do you agree with capital punishment? Why not? It's in the Bible. The Lord was about capital punishment. He was doing it before then. Huh? What you mean? Like, bro, if you was worshiping, if you was dealing with witchcraft, if you got caught sleeping with another man's wife, bro, you was killed. That's capital punishment. That's capital punishment. Look at Deuteronomy 22. That's what we were just talking about. Me and brother Marlon, he brought it up, which was a great point. But bro, I was telling the story about how, not a story. I was looking at this little. Where you going? Why she went outside? She went right past it though. Yeah, she went that way toward the front desk. Yeah, she went. But I was looking at a documentary. It wasn't even a documentary. It was about true crimes, right? And this dude was a pedophile, right? He was a sex offender, but he didn't register himself, right? So this happened in Iowa, and he had a baby. He had a little boy from his girl, but he was raising the 10-year-old girl from when she was like 6 to like 10. This is a true story now, true story. So like he was trying to build a relationship with his son, right? His son at this time was 7 years old. he was trying to build a relationship with his son, and he would throw cookouts in the neighborhood, small neighborhood, just to try to bring everybody together, just to really try to get interactive with his son. Now, mind you, in this neighborhood, time went by in the house. They all getting ready to go to sleep. The kids in the room playing video game. One bedroom. He in the house with his girlfriend. This is girlfriend house. So he in the house with his girlfriend Yeah, he in the house with his girlfriend because he got an RV. That's how he been living. He been living in an RV. So he's staying with his girlfriend. So he let the kids stay up playing the video game. Time to go to bed. Everybody done went to bed. They slept in their room, and the girlfriend and the guy slept in the living room on a blow-up mattress. So by 2 o'clock in the morning, he go get the girl, 10-year-old, wake up out of her sleep, convince her to go back to his RV. So now the little boy like kind of crying because he see his sister leave. So then the girlfriend wake up and she go to the bathroom. It's dark. She ain't got her glasses on. She put her glasses on, turn the lights on, because she feel that he wasn't. So when she felt that he wasn't next to her anymore, then she went and looked in the room. She saw the little girl was gone, something crazy, right? So she's sitting there in a frenzy. Like just sitting there like, oh man, I can't. She tried calling him. His phone going to voicemail. So now he took her back to the RV and violated her, right? So now they come back, right? No, they come back. He come in the house and she like, the girlfriend like, oh, okay. She look out the window, she see the little girl out there by the car, standing outside. She don't know what's going on. She ain't even go out there. So she like, so she at ease a little bit. So he come in the house and get a pistol. Right? Come and get the pistol. And he say, we'll be right back. Left with the girl again. Took her to the woods. Shot her in the head, right? But this is the sick part, right? So he went to the RV. And got a machete. Came back, cut her up, and tried to hide the body. So situations like that, right? Situations like that. Here you go. Cause we ain't even got no diapers in that bag. Situations like, you gotta take him to the bathroom. Just take him to the bathroom because he's gonna be all loud. Situations like that, like, this is a real story. This happened in Iowa. Right. 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 Nah, they got something sick going on in their mind. Cause what he did, right? What he did was not a. No. What I'm saying is it's sick to. It's like disgusting. That's right. You do, like, that's what I'm saying. So in that sense, like, cause court, right? Look at what the court did. The court just gave him like time in jail. I'm like, no. I'm like, cause the court making money off of this. They making money. So the court. Oh no, they don't. Especially, but it's just it was sad. It was sad because, like, first of all, he tried to sit up, right? Cause now here's the even sick twisted part is like when the mama brought the clothes back, he got clothes to a 10-year-old girl. He put her in one of his t-shirts. I'm like, so now